gotta make sure the teams are on the right sides for OBS. They appear to be. We have some map bans going on. I don't have the all random map in my pool here, so let's just pretend it was banned by Durotans. MS Feed is going with map pick. Durotans wanted with first, or Durotans chose first pick. And we are first going to, I believe it was Cursed Hollow. Yes, it is. So we got a B05 on our hands. Could be a long evening, or it may not. We will see. These teams, I think, are pretty evenly ranked. I think it's 4th and 5th seed, or 2nd and 3rd seed, something. Not a, not a huge gap in there. I don't think I've casted these teams before, at least not in a very long time. So I just want to make sure I have everything right with the names and the sides and everything. And looks like we're good. Good to go. For some reason it's claiming my Twitch account isn't verified, which is weird. Alright, we will be starting in a minute or two, so BRB. Okay, I am back. 1 second. Okay, looking like teams are ready. And we should be good to go.
Cursed Hollow.
Game 1, it's Zildjian Distillery, Season 7 Playoffs, Round 2, so semifinals. Durotan's Couch versus I Must Feed. Here on Cursed Hollow, I haven't been keeping track of these teams specifically, other than the general scores, so I don't know their play styles. I am just going to analyze as I go, basically, with what I know in front of me. Zeratul ban, great Zeratul map. Vala ban, pretty common. I like to see a few less Vala bans and maybe just some people run dive to deal with her, but still an annoying, generally strong hero. Her win rate's like 51.5%, I think. Doesn't necessarily warrant her like mega ban rate, but you could argue her being banned so much means her win rate isn't true because she hasn't played as often or something. You could argue that. I like these. These are the Decker Zera seem to be very targeted from Durotans. IMF is just banning the standard stuff here, Valazag. But I like that. You force the other team to ban what's considered OP while you get some nice target bans in. So well done from Durotans. I like their approach here in the banning phase. Why, thank you. Stitches, alright. Nice skin as well. Very good Stitches map. Lots of hooks. Lots of angles to hook from. And you have to watch out on all the chokes around all the tributes. Anyone channeling attributes, easy hook target usually, especially post 13 when that hook range comes online. See how IMF want to respond. Kale Anduin, I like it. Not opting for any frontline here. It's usually easier to build from your frontline back, but every team values different things. You can also play backline forward, essentially. Draft around your backline. Looks like IMF is going for the reverse approach of Durotans. Not necessarily better or worse, just their style. I like the Anduin here. It's not a like hardcore save against the Stitches, but it's good early. It won't help later at like max hook range. Double global. Sorry, I'm rush eating here. Kind of ran out of time. The Felstad's more of a map controller. General fight controller with presumably gust. Well, maybe the Stitches will roam and be annoying. We'll see. I mean, roam, quote unquote, on Cursed Hollow, but you might see some gank moves. Brightwing's Brightwing's good anywhere, but lovely on these big maps. The Z build's usually good. Occasionally she goes with something else. I'd expect to see some kind of mage to follow up on the Stitches, and maybe an AA. Like a Greymane Jaina is pretty typical, the Stitches team for Durotans. But of course there's a lot of errands they could run, while IMF is looking for some frontline here, plus a solo laner. AA tank solo from IMF. Tychus ban is interesting. I don't think they're trying to choke all. Maybe they just don't like the hero. Deathwing ban was nice. Uther to Haka, interesting. They're picking their tank last. This would be a really good Lunara game. Oh, it's double healer. Wait, is this main tank Uther? It might be. I just forgot they had two healers for a moment. Not a good Lunara game with two healers. Let's see if they go something typical or a little different. So they go for the Lunara. It's certainly not a bad Lunara game. Anduin he has some AoE heal, but he's not like Lucio or something, or Stukov. The poke's really nice. Lunara is pretty good against mages in general, especially if she wants to go greater spell shield. Can easily survive things like Pyroblast and whatever. No problemo. Genji. So this is main tank Uther, as expected. I'm not feeling IMF's draft. I think Durotans won this handily. On paper, we'll see in the game who plays better, of course, but on paper, IMF's red team's draft it does stuff, but it's not really complete. Genji's like a finisher harass hero, and they don't have enough upfront damage for Genji to just swoop in and finish people off. Kilthos isn't enough DPS to facilitate that. If this was a Kel'Thuzad, I would completely change my tune. Kel'Thuzad Genji's real nice. So I'm not really sure what they're doing. It is a good Genji map. We'll go right to in-game so I don't mess that up. A little curious. It's interesting. I don't love it, but maybe IMF knows something I don't. They have a lot of sustain, but they don't quite have enough punch, in my opinion. Whereas Durotans has stronger macro in general with the double global versus single, and higher threat because they have actual engage with Stitches hook. And they'll have huge fight control with things like Sonya Leap if they want, Emerald Wind, Gust. They can just kind of run wild. But it's IMF in the red corner. I Must Feed. It's Lister Fiend on the Kael'thas. It is Bagully on the Anduin. TRS G Kingle on the Dahaka. Sudden Bears will be on the Uther. And North will be on the Genji. Durotan's Couch in the blue team's Captain Wedge on the Stitches Sailor Twift on the right wing. It's Wild Card on the Sonya. Gokui on the Lunara, aka Bambi. And it is Goliath on the Falstad. Oops. Sorry about that. That was a misclick. Check out some talents, standard patchwork stuff. Falstad is going Gathering Storm, interesting. Seismic Blow Z-Build as expected. Uther's going for the Silver Touch. That makes sense. Hook here. Oh, just barely misses. Interesting. Power Word Shield for Anduin. Aka's going for the Tissue Regen. Swift does the win for Genji. I think this fight metal benefits Durotans more than it does IMF. Mostly because of the hook and the double global. We already see Sonya rotating into Haka to their respective lanes. I wonder... That's the thing, they don't have, IMF also doesn't have another good hero to sit in the solo lane. Like these big, big maps like Cursed and Alterac are essentially you need either 2 solos or 1 pseudo solo in addition to your regular. Like just basically someone who holds the lane well. You don't want to camp like your Kael'thas solo, that just feels bad. It's going to limit your ability to camp properly in terms of like a bruiser. Your wave clear's not going to be great. We'll see though. Genji, I really like this move by North. Basically, it's going to be a lot of all eyes on Genji, in my opinion. Oh, Captain Wedge misses a fat hook, although frankly the Kael'thas would have walked it off. No big deal. It's the old miss hooks early, land hooks late strat, so they get complacent. Falstad's doing a great job of gathering Storm and Kringle. The new Burrow and Dahaka is helpful to deal with this kind of thing. We see the Genji roam, but we do have the Lunara vision. They're beating up Dahaka, but here's a tongue grab, here's a Genji swoop. Damn, does he have the barrel? He doesn't. First blood goes over to the Falstad due to a very greedy, sort of, hard even to call it gank, more of like a harass rotation. They weren't respecting the fact that they were MIA on Genji, who happened to already be in the area. We have some shoutouts for Couch. So a little overzealous, a little bit of greed. Greed never pays, as they say. The Bruiser was already out middle for Durotans. While that shenanigans were happening top, IMF didn't have time. Giants will be cleared at bottom.
Gather tribute
For both sides. Okay, round 2. Here we go. Did he take the pushback? He did. I thought I saw that. Hook maybe? Nope. Wedge's hooks are a little questionable. We'll see if they improve in the mid game, but if this is the kind of hooker performance, that's going to persist throughout the game. This Stitches is going to be a bit of a liability. Not a liability, but not as impactful as desired. We'll see what happens though as the game goes on, and there's some more proper team fights, and he has things like the Brightwing Poly to work with, or maybe some Lunara slows. This is a 4v2 currently. Durotan's just kind of giving this first one up to get a lot of damage on top. This is fine. This is a solid strat. I like the fact that they're really delaying IMF bottom while they get in value top. It's not mega value, it's not a fort or anything, but it's solid. They were titch ahead in XP, and knocking out these towers means it's just easier to push in this lane. The Giants, when they grab them later in a minute or two, will push a little better. And this Bruiser middle didn't get too much value, half the tower, so they do need to watch out. This Genji's rotating again. They can't go too crazy. Though North has been scattered out this time due to the Wisp Vision. Goliath already uses Barrel Roll, does not have it. He might go down. The Brightwing Z is here. He'll be okay. Didn't actually need that, but Genji theoretically could have. I don't know if he still had his swoop or jump. Sonya 1v2 in the bottom lane. Anything I'm interested in the talents. Interesting build from Anduin. Don't normally see that. Stitches with, is that Tenderizer? Yeah, I love this talent. It's one of my favorite talents in the game. It's so good. Passive slows on auto attack are underrated. 3v2 here top lane. Goku getting lasered by the fort. North coming in. I don't know about this. It might just turn on him. He has protected, but can he live? He can't. It's a reverse psychology gank. Here's the tongue grab. I think the Hawk is still going down for this. Oh, he should stay. Just finish him off. No! The hammer died. Oh, GG. I think his teammates could have helped him out there, honestly, and secured that kill. Wedge and Wildcard are now here 2v3. Lunara Brightwing should come south. Dahaka's not in a great position. He may have a flank from Lunara. Goku being a little... No, KT didn't continue channeling. I think he might have had that if he just went for it. But here comes North, ready to swoop in on these health bars. Nice to bag Dahaka. Gets a tongue grab. False step may not have fly. Down goes Brightwing. Here's a lift on Wildcard. He may also go down. He's spinning to win. Not going to happen. Kringle. Man, I doubted the IMF draft. They are making it just look amazing. They're stomping. Curiously, Durotans is choosing to pick a lot of like 2v3, 2v4 sort of moves. I don't really understand that. They don't need to be making those kind of moves. They're not being forced. And they're not really getting enough value with the rest of their heroes while they're doing these sort of shenanigans. They got a little value bottom that first time we saw, but it's just not enough. Oh, the Genji under the tower. Who kills who? And he goes down for his greed, but that's just kind of Genji things. Okay, this is interesting. Both teams are 10. Here we have a leaping strike on Lunara. There's the double late bomb and invulnerable, but they're all here, and then the health bars aren't looking great for IMF. Turnaround time on the boss. There's a fat leap, but can Lunara... Oh, Sonya being deep with the Brightwing. This should finish off some kills, especially with a nice Emerald Win into a Poly. Feels bad, man. Crinkle Show to go down. Ooh, he's chasing Goku, trying to finish him off. Does not happen. Stitches hooks him back. Apparently, IMF took out Durotan 2-0. I forgot to check the regular standings on that. That was painful, and we did indeed see the Emerald Wind come into play there, along with the Leap. We saw the Gorge, Leaping Strike again, along with Lunara. Very well played by Durotans. That's the kind of stuff I expected from them. You kind of pretend, basically. Speaking of Salt, seems like IMF are the salty ones at the moment. Boss is taken. Stitch is soloing boss. Typical POTS things, as one does. Team's coming in, helping him out. Should be able to ping-pong this quite easily. I don't know why Brightwing's here. She shouldn't be. That's weird. She should just be down here healing people. Genji's? Oh, interesting. Double leaping strike from Lunara just to burn. Genji being Genji shenanigans. Brightwing's still just sitting down. There's like nothing to soak and do here. I don't even know what she's doing. She could have at least walked middle. That was weird. But the health bars aren't great. I would have liked to see her here healing. What do we got? Everyone's got their ults on both sides. Last time we had Divine Shield Light Bomb on Killfoss. That was a little wasted. Tongue Grab misses. Not great start for the fight. Here's the Light Bomb. Genji, Light Bomb is nice, but do we have an Emerald Win? We do. Into the Sonya Leap, into the Gust. A lot of disengage here. Genji's still going hard, but Sonya is okay. Stitch is gorgeous. The Uther, but ooh, killed in. Just coming out on Sonya. She's probably going to die. Indeed, she does. Lunara, though, ticking down north. Can he finish him off? Ooh, looks like they'll finish off each other. Nope. They're fine. Look, ooh. Dahaka's not really a target you want to go for. You got to be beating up the healer or the DPS. Dahaka's too tanky. The focus fire there from Durotan's questionable. The boss, however, gets a fort, but can these two really survive? Doesn't look like it. Brightwing about to go down. Stitches is going to survive for a little longer, but IMF will clean up pretty hard. They are, you know, losing their lanes pretty hard, so they can't do too much with this victory. Oh, JK, it's a curse. Forgot about that. We saw a little bit of the reverse issue there. Brightwing Emerald Winded as Sonya lipped. That was a bit of wasted CC, kind of like last time we saw Divine Shield Light Bomb on Kale in the boss area. A little unideal, minor miscommunication from both teams in those cases. I'd also like to see Durotan stop focus firing Dahaka. That's really not going to get you anywhere when they have, you know, other heroes killing them and keeping the Dahaka alive. It's just not going to happen. So if they could switch their little better target calling, focus fire, that fight, I think, I don't know if they win it, but at least maybe they trade better. Curse is up, though. This is a little, Dahaka's in pretty deep. He could just get gorged. He's looking for it. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, he's got it. There we go. I don't think there's any saving this poor Dahaka, although he could dig out. It's not impossible. Just dig. Just dig. Just try it. He's not the Gust, but he burned a couple ults. This is the problem, though, for IMF. Their siege is garbage. In fact, they don't have any. They literally have no siege. They are the unsiegiest people in the universe. Gust is down. This is really ambitious. Given it's only a 3-person invasion, they should have Sonya or Brightwing here. Brightwing's coming in. Uther might be very sad about this. Very nice Emerald Wind and the Poly into Sonya Leap just butt stomps at Uther. Mr. Fiend doesn't really want to be here, especially with a, so to say, a Stitches up coming in. Thought he might try for a long range hook over the wall. We do have the meat hook, so plenty of heals and the hook cooldown, so a little ambitious initially, but you gotta remember the Brightwing can come in. I think Falstad flew in as well, if I'm not mistaken. Get some damage numbers here. Where was that C? Oh, they're trying to make a gank. Oh, poor Dahaka. No more Dino, I think. He's trying his best, but it's not gonna happen. Nice gank. A little careless by Dahaka considering the amount of catch they have on this team. Hook, Gorge, the slows, the leaping strike, the Poly, the Emerald Wind, the Gust. There's just so many ways. Ooh, Genji's got to be a little careful as well. They can dismount him and go on him. Nice damage by kill, but you always have to remember damage and meaningful damage. These kills are even, but the state of the map is not, and that's the real story. Nice bruiser push here, gets a long range hook. Oh, nice leap attempt. That was a very quick divine shield onto Anduin by Uther. Well played. That was like mid Sonya leap. That was nice. So small wasted on both sides, but the onus is still on, oh my god, that long range hook on Gale. The pull is too late from Bigully. We talked about this earlier. The pull not being a true counter from max range hooks. Sudden Bear is also going to pay the price. This is more what I expected to happen a little sooner into the game. When Durotans fight truly together, this draft is just overrunning IMF. Is IMF struggling due to camp clear or lack of camp clear or macro management? That's not their main problem, because curse, you know, they did get a curse, right? They got some camps. Sorry, you may hear a horn in the background. That's not something I can control. There's no alarm. It's just a standard alarm, horn that goes off in my town every time at just 4-9, 10-9. Goes morning and evening. IMF struggling because they've been winning fights largely because Durotans has been throwing fights. Not to... Oh, dismount... Oh! Can they chase him with a barrel roll? The Gust is actually surprisingly useful. I love the fact that Sonya just burned Leap to try and get in there. I love it. Just no reserve. Just clear the target, get the boss. It's cursed, like... Full burn. Well played, Durotans. They're struggling because their 5-on-5 doesn't do anything, and because their split fighting doesn't do anything either. Ultimately, this draft doesn't do anything. It doesn't look that way on paper because they got a lot of kills, but Durotan made a lot of questionable moves, or misplays even, that led to those kills. This score should be like 12-2 or 10-3 or something. They were just kind of throwing bodies and feeding pre-10 or even pre-13 maybe. Unacceptable. And you know, a lot of the pickoffs, right? Like Dahaka kept getting picked off. Genji overstepped a few times. We've now gotten a couple long-range hooks. Here we go again on Kale. He should just be dead. They have saves. They don't have any way to reach. Uther's trying, but the Emerald Wind, this is so good by Durotans. It's beautiful. I love it. They get a hook, they get a Gorge, Uther's in for the attempted Divine Shield, but, you know, Brightwing Emerald winded him. Like, they understand they just need to target dead and how to secure it. Well played on Durotans. Looking a notch above here in coordination. IMF is capable of great moves. Nice Sanyo, that's on 3. And there's a late bomb out. It might stall a little bit, but no, it kind of gets juked. And now is attempting to kill Bigully. Can't quite finish him off. The poison's trying. Send the spinning wind. Felstad comes over to knock him. Oh, there's the wind tunnel to keep him off the core. It's savage, it's fast, it's brutal. It's 14 minutes and 32 seconds in. Durotans Couch will take game 1, this best of 3 series. Okay. There we go. They're up 1. Let's take a look. Sorry, I switched to the map screen too quickly. Falstad, tons of damage. Same with Lunara. Kel, you know, respectable score on paper, but they just never had a chance on the map. The big turning point, though, was the boss invasion by Durotans. IMF had it down, I think, to like 30-40% health. And that just turned the whole game. Like, they had some momentum. They just got a bunch of kills. I think they were at 2 out of 3, or maybe, I can't remember if that was before or after the curse. But it very much was not in their favor in any case. They needed a boss. They needed to do what Durotans did, essentially. Get a boss, maybe go in and take the other boss, generate momentum, get some chain kills going. But that was tough to do. Let me see what is going on with the next game. Because they lose... Oh, I asked Durotans. IMF gets the pick. Mapper, first pick. That was well done. I had some critiques for both teams, but Durotans, you know, they got their hooks together. Haha. Basically, it seemed like he was much more comfortable playing with the long-range hook. Post-13, I don't think he missed one. Pre-13, he missed quite a lot, other than, like, point-blank ones, which, you know, you can't really commend people for. IMF, they had some really nice saves. Like, that Uther's reflexes are like, damn, he's like Matrix or something. Very impressed by the Uther play, but just not impressed by the draft. They got to give themselves a better chance to succeed. Can't pick this Kel'Thas, Genji, double healer. It's like mixing 3 different drafts in one. Double healer is usually to hyper carry. They didn't have any of that. Genji is usually a finisher. They had no initial damage to create finishing opportunities other than the ones Durotans just fed them, essentially. They had Light Bomb, but no... I mean, they had Genji Light Bomb, but then what? It's like, okay, now what? They had no big tank engage because they just had Uther. Kel'Thas wasn't like a harder, like a punchier mage, maybe like a Jaina or Orphea or something, where you get like Light Bomb into Crushing Jaws or into Ring of Frost or whatever, something like super cool. You know, I'm pretty sure Johanna was open. They should have just gone like Johanna, Anduin, Kale or something. Like, that's a really nice combo right there. And then they needed to either switch the Genji or switch the Uther or both. Didn't happen, and it feels bad for IMF. I think they can play better than this. We saw their moments of brilliance in that game, absolutely. But they're going to have to step it up to contend with the kind of performance Durotans Couch just put out. Next map, Sky Temple. I gotta see who first. I gotta see who picked the map. We are going to Sky Temple, but I don't know who picked it. Couch picked the map. Okay. Sky Temple. Update. Okay. I think we're all set. Yep. Oh, I guess I could have told that by looking at the first pick. Who had first pick in the screen. I'm a little rusty, peeps. Been a while since I casted. But yeah, let's see. Sky Temple, great. Another really strong, like, macro fighty map. Some ways similar-ish to Cursed Hollow, but in other ways extremely different. The objectives, of course, being the main thing, but... Oh, and we're jumping right into it. Sky Temple, game 2 in this best of 5 series, so 2 more wins for Durotans will close us out, but let's not talk about that yet. I really want to see IMF get themselves just a better draft, an easier to execute draft. That just, it can't be incomplete. They had an incomplete draft. They had 2 or 3 different draft ideas mushed in there. Just doesn't do enough. They had some nice baits, some nice moves, some nice saves, but I'd like to see them you know, they got some kills, 10 kills, but kills aren't enough to win HOTS. You need momentum, you need tempo. You gotta get Dr. Disrespect up in here. Violence, speed, momentum, baby. That's what wins games. Usually. And good comms. And some good planning. But in lieu of good comms and good planning, at least have the first three. Okay, so the Zeratul ban is clearly very targeted. It was first banned last time. You know, I forget what Div IMF is, honestly. I forgot to mention that. Durotan's long ago was a C team. They've, you know, I don't know if they kept all their original members. But they've been around NGS quite a while, several seasons or longer even, and they've climbed up. So they're a real career team here. Been around quite a while. I think they only got to B recently, maybe last season. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was maybe last season they were B, or even this season, something like that. I don't think they've been B for like more than 1 or 2 seasons. But I could be wrong. Could be longer. IMS Feed, I think, is a C team, and that could be the difference. Someone could look that up for me on the placements. That would help. I can't do it right now because the way I'm capturing my screen. So we had a Vikings and a Brightwing ban. I like the Brightwing ban. The Vikings must be targeted or just a concern. And this time, Durotan's is forced to ban the Zag. It does let the Vala through for North. North last time played the Genji.
Let's fly.
Falstad again, Goliath played a really top tier Falstad, other than that like one greedy attempt to kill the Dahaka and got him first blooded, but that was early, no big deal. They give him Sonya Wildcard was great, really liked the leaps. General pressure the hero applied, very nice. Great into Vala, coincidentally. Just leap her and go. It doesn't kill her on its by itself, but it's good. It's good pick into that hero. Okay, I like the Deathwing, I think. Let's see how they get the rest of the draft. They really like this Uther. Uther Vala? I was hoping to see maybe more of a Morales Vala or something to really put the hurt on him, but if they go double healer again, we'll see. We'll see. Because with Deathwing, then it's weird. For bans, they might just look to ban an Anduin or something, or Morales even. We'll see if the We'll see if Durotan's feels this is a double healer, or Uther is the healer. We'll find out, maybe. Yeah, Johanna ban. Alright, I like that. Johanna, I would have liked to see Johanna for IMF last time, so solid ban here. Obviously deals well with CC. The blind is nice. Pretty, you know, all a well-rounded tank to protect or engage, depending. I mean, she really only has engage with her ultimates, but still. Like a Johanna Kale would be pretty solid team draft here from IMF. But of course, the Johanna's ban. Lunara ban, I like it. It caused them quite a bit of trouble last time. A lot of harass. Great aggressive use of leaping strikes. I believe on Goku. Goku? I don't know how to say that. I'll just call him Goku. Stitches is still open. Kind of surprised they didn't ban that, honestly, over like the Brightwing. The Brightwing was annoying, but wasn't causing them to lose per se. Because they could just run the same draft, really, if they wanted. Okay, they go for the Morales. Very interesting. I like the it's their CC's a little weird here. They have no hard CC yet. They just have some kind of slows and boops. Delayed root, delayed stun on Mei. Very curious to see what they go. I would expect just another, like a non-mage here, because Falstad's really like half mage. I like the ETC. Okay, they got the Holy Cow. They need something punchy, mage-wise, in my opinion at least. Tassadar is fine, but not really like ETC, Uther, Mosh Pit value per se. Can be interesting. The wall is nice to mess with Mei or Sonya or even Morales. It's, you know, we also have Vala to combo off the Holy Cow. It's solid. I think they could have gone punchier with a couple of different mage options, but that's just my opinion. Standard Rainer here. I did expect it to kind of double-ish AA or an AA hero over a mage, because Falstad's a bit of both. Sonya's a bit of both. I mean, she does a lot of spell power, really. She has an AA build, but it's like... I don't think people use it that often. I like IMF's draft way better here. It's an actual draft. It does things. It has good map presence. Has good team fight potential. I think it's a little less guaranteed with the TAS because you're not really doing anything with Black Hole per se. Although TAS can always self combo with Wall Black Hole, Force Wall Black Hole. But the defense is quite high from Durotan's. Raynor self-sustaining, Sonya self-sustaining, Mei self-sustaining plus Ice Block. Falstad has Barrel Roll plus presumably Gust again. Morales has no hero to threaten her whatsoever. She can just sit back and has a free game essentially.
I would prepare.
Okay,
for your
we have some comment. I'll get to your comments in a moment. I'll read that. I want to introduce the teams though. Once again, it's IMF looking to win a game here. Their improved draft, it's TRSG Kingle on the ETC. Love the skin and mount. Big Gully, once again on the Uther. North on the Vala. Lister Fiend on the Tassadar. Sun and Bears on the Dahaka. And then the blue team, Durotan's Couch up on game. It's Goku on the Falstad. Captain Wedge is... Wait, what hero is he on? So he's on the Raynor. Wildcard once again on the Sonya. Sailor, Twift on the Morales. And I think I missed somebody. Captain Wedge on Mei, I think. That's what I missed. Beastly Zeratul from North. Okay, I can see that. I liked his style on Genji, honestly. Even if it played a little too cheeky maybe for his own good, it was like the right kind of attitude. Nice cheese here from Durotan's. They get disengaged with the Blizzard and the Bullseye. Okay, yeah, Zavarian, if you want to comment later, that's cool. Like you said, yeah, I don't want to give anything away. But come like game 3, let's just pretend Durotan's wins this, and we're on to game 3, and the draft's over, or whatever. You could drop some comments. Deathwing Sonya. I don't think it's a great matchup for Sonya, or it's maybe neutral. I'm a little like Deathwing's a weird hero. In terms of matchups, does weird things, obviously. The Falstad, okay, we're doing more of a Falstad middle hover. Kind of see this on maps like Dragonshire often. Falstad went for frequent flyer this time. Interesting, interesting. Alright. Deathwing was forced to tap. Okay, we're seeing a quote-unquote Deathwing gank here. Not gonna happen. Both teams just getting camps. I like Raynor. You should have the, yeah. Great use of Raynor. Fun fact about top, if you get the Bruiser and full channel top, you can usually guarantee the fort in most cases, which is a great way to start the map because then top's really opened up. And of course, every subsequent Bruiser just pushes that much harder. Very efficient here. I'm actually surprised Raynor didn't finish Hearthing. Maybe he's just going to tap. I was going to say that was a neat use of Hearth timing while he just decided to tap. I think he had space to Hearth, but if you also want to shove top and channel, like I mentioned, this is the better play. Bruiser is coming out from IMF, but it's a little slow. As we can see, it's already here on the walls. I don't think Sony needed to grab that. I would have liked to see just hard shove here to get max value. Mei Morales is such a funny combo. They don't really do much, but they're, impossible to kill. Hi, Riddle Media. How's it going? Yeah, we do see the nice shove coming in here top. I'd like to see him get these towers down. That's pretty key before you get on the temple. There we go. That basically guarantees it, I think. Sonya going in, might be in trouble. Gets power slid here. Morales is saving her, though, with the safeguard and the beam. Deathwing will chill out. Falstad has the fly. Somehow made a snowball in north. Vala is here alone, but she knows there's no real threat to engage in her. I'm surprised they're going middle here and giving up top. Okay, they're clearing it at least. Yeah. I would prefer to see Durotan's fight for this. They do have an advantage in general. In the lane pressure anyway. Okay, they're kind of doing a bit of both. It's a little greedy to do a 3-1-1, but it's also fine. It's first temple, it's nothing crazy. And there's all, this is like IMF isn't really doing anything else. So it seems like they'll just give it. This is fine. They shouldn't lose any forts as a result of this. So this was the right play by IMF to deny them that, essentially. Getting a little roast bird on here, but Goku's not gonna be too bothered by that. North just going crazy here, needs a little help before he gets wrecked. Sick power slide. Ooh, maybe a force wall to separate? Didn't happen. Oh, Deathwing's in. Nice stun here on the Captain Wedge, but it's Safeguard and Ice Wall. North getting punched by Goliath. ETC goes in for a power slide. Doesn't land it. Good pushback by IMF though. They're showing a lot more spirit this game. More cohesive play. And it's just showing. They're giving themselves better tools. And that's where you gotta start. I like this build by TAS. It's the correct one for the ETC with your combo, essentially. Vala, Hungering Arrow? Vala, I think she should have gone W build. Personally, they don't have, I mean, it provides more burn, but it's never bad. But I think W's a little better this game. Because you're really only arrowing like Vala or Mei, and that doesn't do much this game. But double spamming lots of spread is harder to deal with for Morales. Single target heal here. It's a little bit of like an Uther into Lunara idea, kind of. A little bit. Morales can switch beams, but I believe there's a minor cooldown, especially if she gets booped. But I would have liked to see that all out, just AoE spam to mess with Durotans, and I think it works much better with their basically holy cow like combo, which is what they need to win fights. They don't have another win condition. So I would have liked to see them just double down on that. But I don't think it's game winning or losing. I think it's just a little more convenient. Ooh, the Q somehow not hitting here from Sudden Bears. It's funny to imagine this tiny griffin bullying Deathwing. If this was like Warcraft 3. Because Deathwing's like technically, I don't know, 10 or 20 times bigger. I don't think it eats too much mana. It's not really an issue. Judicious use of your abilities is more important. It's not that mana hungry, really. We'll see. Vala scales pretty well. She can always do stuff later. Monster Hunter is nice for the camps, and it's also monsters, right? Yeah. So it helps on the objective. That's also a solid build. If they manage to catch someone out solo, it is a superior build as well. Small target burn, but Sonya leaps on the TAS, does miss. I mentioned Sonya into TAS is nice, but sadly her leap was a little short. Ice Wall into just Uther isn't great. ETC is still available. They could turn this with the Holy Cow. We'll see if they want to. There's no great... You see a bit of this poke coming in, and this is just from TAS. This is why I wanted the Vala to double down on it. I would like to see Deathwing get in the sky and get ready to come down. They still have their combo. They're basically just waiting for a fat dance. ETC should have gone this way and caught him right here. But shoulda if they wanted to fight anyway. If they don't want to fight, then that's fine. They're getting some channel in, but they're gonna lose middle for it, so they're getting things done with, like, not necessarily getting things done at the same time. They're down only one fort though. It's 0-0, 7.5 minutes in. We have our 10s, basically exactly as we expected. We have the Gust. We saw the Hyperion from Raynor, I think bottom. We have the Leap, we also saw that. Stim is just for Raynor. I would like to see them just do like Stim burn boss or something even, you know? That would be interesting. They can't really create the pressure though. A Bruiser though will cause DW to go top, most likely. They might be able to create enough pressure to boss, potentially. Although Bruiser versus Bruiser, but we'll see. Both globals are headed top. I would like to see an invade by somebody, but the problem is they're split, right? ETC Uther are here, but where's the rest of the team? Volatas aren't. Deathwing's also available, but of course so is Falstad. You know, you gotta respect this combo from IMF. One good dance is often all you need, not necessarily to win the game, but sometimes. But in this case, it's more to just get momentum. They're trying to chase Falstad. I don't think that's going to work out too well for them. He has Gust, he has Fly, and they don't have Catch. So he's just not going to care. And once again, Durotans is just kind of abusing IMF's running around the map, not really doing much by sniping their forts. So I really want IMF to just group as 4 and go pick a fight, get a dance. It is guaranteed with the right timing on D-Shield. And they do have damage with Pass and Vala. Kringle's hunting, but his team is in near him, so even if he gets it, it's not going to work out. They are concerned maybe about the boss. North going home for mana. That's solid. I mean, I play Vala W build, well, all the time. I mean, even in a quick match or something, it's really not as mana hungry as people think it is. Or they're just spamming it when you shouldn't be and wasting mana. I mean, if you don't waste mana, it's like, it's no problem. Okay, they're peeking, but the problem is it's really hard to do this into Mei. She can always pop her Unstoppable. They have the Rainer knockback. Gust, of course, is a thing. So they're starting boss. ETC's anchoring. But once again, they're getting value. So, you know, this is fine. But it doesn't necessarily do anything. It's a start. They still have to deal with bottom. What's the boss burn like? It's actually a little low outside of Rainer. Spell stats not here. Looks like they're going for it. No. That was just a show of dominance by Deathwing. Once again, though, IMF's making moves, but they gotta do more. This pace keeps up. It's not quite gonna do it. They've already lost 3 forts to the 1. Forts aren't everything, but it does add up. They're a little behind in XP. The Deathwing has been solid, but just kind of matching Falstad or Sonya in general. It's pretty safe, though, which is nice. IMF can push middle if they want. ETC being down here is not the best. Ideally, Deathwing could have sat there. Unless it's a stage dive ETC, which it isn't. So this is questionable. They can get engaged on. Ice Wall, though, from Wedge, not the best. Vala could still be in a little trouble. We have a Force Wall, perhaps. Oh, the leap misses again, but here's the Falstad with the Gust. It's on. Some first kills. Uther gets the D-Shield up on the Vala. Here's a nice Black Hole to maybe turn the fight. You know, Uther goes down, but there's the dance. But, of course, his own Divine Shield dance misses, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Captain Wedge should be fine. Oh, there's a nice Force Wall. The Q misses. Wedge is in deep, but still pretty healthy, and they don't have catch, or do they? Excellent slide by EDC, but there's no additional CC. This is the problem. Vala's out of Rain of Vengeance charges. This is also where the Tastar problem is showing. You aren't punchy enough and really CC enough, even with the wall. For the ETC slides, specifically. Hero does stuff, but not necessarily enough stuff. But a good show of force by IMF, and since they were behind, that kill benefits them more than it did Durotan's. So big game's basically even on paper. Game's more even on the map. It's not. I mean, last game was, let's just be honest, it was a stomp outside of Durotan's being a little too crazy in some moments. They're playing more patient this game. They're making IMF sweat. I think Sonya's missed all her leaps. That's a little, feels bad. She probably should just chill a little bit there. Maybe wait for a Mei slow or something first. Or an Ice Wall or whatever. Ice Wall into leap sounds fun. ETC's peeking. They have the D-Shield. Oh, and there's not a bunch of people here. Alright. This should be a free top fort. What kind of value can Durotans get? They will open up bottom. They will grab bottom. Bruiser will take this fort, or should. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. I didn't check 16 talents. Curious what Vala went. She went seething. Okay.
My magic flows through the temple.
Don't love that build. Oh, suddenly a wild Falstad appears. Okay, Wedge might be in a little trouble. Maybe. JK. His force will actually hurt. Hurt more than it hindered. Ooh, where's the power slider dance? Do they have it? There it is. Here comes the Deathwing, and the leap gets him out along with the beams. They just don't have the catch. And Kringle, he's trying too hard. His team's too far back. Doesn't get it. Sonya, however, goes down to Deathwing. Roasty Toasty, that barbarian booty. It's progress, but, you know, in the top lane's got a nice, healthy minion wave going on. Oh, if only ETC didn't have power slide. There was a moment he's clearly waiting for it to be up. Oh, but here's the problem. 3-on-2 coming in. Tass is about to be worm food, probably. Uther does have D-shield. Let's see if he burns it. I probably wouldn't unless team gets here in time. He does use it to get him out. Here's the Deathwing. They can possibly turn this with the Vala, but here is the False Dad looking for an aggro gust. They do not have their ETC, but oh, Goku goes in again, punished. We saw that a bit last game early. 14 minutes in, that's gonna cost you a little more. They are down 2. Sonya got picked off earlier. Yeah, what Goku said. Okay. Capitalization here from IMF. The bird gets a little cray-cray, and he didn't even use Gust. I don't really know what, I don't know what because he doesn't have extended, like, barrel range and speed, does he? Or does he? No, he doesn't. So, if he had, like, an E build, he probably could have gotten behind them and gusted them, if that's what he was trying to do. Or maybe he just pressed E by accident and barrel rolled in to his doom. Who knows? Boss is up. Oh, this is great timing for IMF. Alright. Felsa down for 12. Yeah, it's all about. I like it. Doing work. This is Tassadar. It does start to hit really hard at this stage of the game. 16 to 20 range. He is punchy. Punchy, but the keeps is going down. They didn't burn stim. They didn't have to. So, nice. Oh, can they catch? No. North's peeking. Not gonna happen. He's like, I'll take you all on. So Durotans, even though, you know, they got picked, they got bossed, doesn't matter. They just push back. And remember, last we looked, or I looked, the wave was all the way shoved there. So they really push back and just snipe a keep. It's fantastic. Deathwing here to grab the camp. They'll get double siege bottom, maybe rotate up to bruisers in 30. They could do that. Ping pong the siege, rotate up for bruiser, and just kind of see what goes on, maybe. Pushing through here is really hard unless you like catch someone here for a pick. 20s for both teams. Let's see what we got for upgrades. It's the Shatter. It's the damage. And of course, Wind Tunnel is amazing. Raiders roll. Rainer's just mega tanky. Oh, here is the lead. Actually hits on the ball. It's unstoppable. There's the ice wall into the wind tunnel. Which they're getting toasty here. Lister Fiend, not where he wants to be. There's the group D shield, but what's happening down here? ETC dances, but where's his team? They're not here. Deathwing's here though. Roasting Sailor Twip. Tries to stim herself. Maybe Wildcard's sure to go down too. Trying to take out Tass. Not gonna happen. It's a 1v4. Durotans are vaguely throwing-ish, sort of. If not throwing, they at least got split up and capitalized on by IMF. I don't want to take away from IMF's performance here. They're looking good, and this is probably the game. Just off those mistakes alone, they don't have Wind Tunnel, they have Hyperion. Rainer's going to want to cast that right about now. Let's see what they can get done here. May is causing a lot of trouble. They have some Giants. They just want to hit core, though. Just go for core. Go for core. End the game. Deathwing's trying. Or can they? Oh, the damage is so strong. They can't do it. They got a little distracted, but I don't know if they got distracted 45%. Unfortunately, Uther didn't have D-Shield because he was forced to use it down here. It was good, but it was not good enough. Zavarian, I mean, that's not reliable, right? Talent picks should be about consistent value. And the problem with Q is it gets distracted by stuff, right? It can get hit by minions, it can get hit by buildings, it can be shared between other heroes. It's just like, and when is Vala really going to be singling out like any of these heroes? It's just not going to happen. Pretty close to a 1-1, but sadly they wipe on core. It's going to be 2-0 for Durotans. Oh, I really wanted them to win this game because they showed so much heart in life compared to game 1. It was close. They just needed to be maybe a little more together. They got split north and south. They won the fight, but they could have won it harder, I think, and a little more efficiently. But it just got crazy. They got pulled in multiple directions on that bridge and the dance, and they only killed, I think, Morales or Sonya. I think they got 2 kills out of it, but I think they needed really one more to kind of end the game. Follow with the damage, but the healing also tells a tale. It's the difference between damage and meaningful damage. That's the thing. Q build will always deal damage, right? But is it going to do meaningful damage? Thank you, Stroge, for the prime. Yeah, oh man, that was really exciting. Shout out to both teams. But, you know, I said I wanted to see IMF step it up. And they did. They stepped it up big time. Low kill game, but very exciting, very tense. Really the overall superior macro play by Durotans, though. Let them have that exposed core. They didn't have to punch through any keeps. Well, I think they had taken top keep, I guess, and bottom was almost dead and middle was open, but... okay, we're already on to the next lobby. I don't even have time to talk about this. Gotta update the maps really quick. Give me a moment, please. That was picked by blue, won by blue. Yes. And 2-0, score. And let's see who picked this. This is Braxis, picked by IMF, it looks like. Let me confirm that. Yes, they did. All right, I'm figuring it out, peeps. Yay. Okay, and there we go. Map 3 Braxis. I miss feed. Let's hope they they picked Cursed Hollow, didn't show up with a plan, got spanked. Durotans picked Sky Temple. And IMF showed up with a plan this time, did very well, got core down to 45%. They got a little distracted, but I don't think they got distracted enough, 45%. I think they maybe get it down to like 10 or 15, 20. I think maybe they distracted like 20, 30%. Not really enough for 40. If they could have stayed together in the earlier fight, I think Uther would have still had D-Shield. Then they could have core rushed with a group D-Shield, and I think that wins them the game. Like, that's those little things, those inefficiencies stack up. You just don't really have the resources sometimes. But I think they had to try. They had already lost top keep. Bottom was almost dead. There was no boss. I don't think objectives may have been spawning, but this sort of like push the Falstad, sneaky Falstad stuff was wearing on them. So I think it was the correct thing to try the core rush, but it just didn't work out. Is there a way it could have worked out? I don't know. I'm not going to go back and analyze it. IMF can, but big props for IMF for stepping up and pushing Durotan's couch to the edge there, getting core pushed. So well played, well played. I'm hyped for Game 3. I hope to see a similar performance here on Braxis. This map can be super snowbally. Ooh, had some lag there. Braxis can snowball out of control really quick, so I'd like to see... well, Raynor was up. May just spawned. I think May was dead and spawned. She was stalling. The whirlwinds from the core, the little whirlwind things, I think screwed with them as well. And really their siege damage is poor outside of Vala. ETC doesn't do anything meaningful. Tassadar's solid, but not she's not like a rush hero. Vala is really their only one, and she didn't even go the like building hitting sort of build, which is more Farfight Cliver and the hatred, the attack speed at 16 and whatever, stuff like that. I mean, you could say Q build's kind of building Bernie, but not. It's like it's not amazing. It's not amazing. She has better building hitting builds. Arguably, W's even better, possibly, at least on a core. But we're not here to nitpick that level of detail. Zeratul ban again, Vala ban. Oh, hey, Delta. Yeah, I mean, they also, I mean, looking at their ults and their health, I think they got caught up in the moment, so did I. But I was wondering, like, should they, could they? But they probably could have secured both objectives if they chilled and regrouped. That's the safer play. Doesn't guarantee the win, but let me see. Bottom keep was knocked out, they back off. Channel 2 objectives, I think middle fort was still up for Durotans. So they would have had to go through that, I believe. I think they guarantee a fort and maybe damage on top or middle, depending where the objective is spawning. They could have tried to sort of strangle Durotans out from there. Would have taken some more patience. and chill. Okay, we got a classic Stitches mouth here. Let's see if Kringle or Kingle can put on the hurt like Captain Wedge did game 1 on Cursed. We have a Brightwing here. Repeat performance from game 1. So they finally banned the Uther. Tired of him. Zagaravala banned standard stuff.
For the Horde.
Walk away from Fallon at the core.
Wrath burns within.
We weren't making any effort to not die. Yeah, I think there could have been more effort. I'm pretty sure that's why I was like debating it on that core rush. I don't know if it was positioning or button pressing or whatever. But yeah, it was good. But again, you know, we're on an upward momentum track here for IMF. That's the important thing. Game 1 basically started at 0. Game 2 almost broke even. So, in, you know, theoretical trajectory is they take this and we go to a game 4. But it is knockout game for IMF. Durotan's very much in the driver's seat. Sometimes teams go for something a little more wild in a, you know, game 3 best of 5 because they have a lot of, you know, they can lose 2 games and still technically come back. But you know, no one wants to necessarily quote unquote throw the series either. You never know. Imperious Johanna Brightwing, very interesting. Malthael Raynor. Okay, I like this quite a lot. Very balanced, and they're showing a lot of high threats from IMF. Me likey. The threat level isn't here yet for Durotans, other than Imperious, but he'll be fighting Malthael, which I think that's very talent dependent. I think Malthael wins that, but I think there's talents Imperious. Of course, it also do you land your spears is a big deal. But talent picks should also matter, whether he's taking health burn or health gain and stuff. Greymane Lunara. Okay, they're kind of anti-mage on Durotans. I like it though. It's something different. Not that different. I mean, people used to do this. Some teams do this. They do apparently. But I like it. It's very sustainy, mega sustainy. Johanna Greymane Lunara Brightwing. Very pokey, very sustainy. Good PvE. Is it good against Stitches? I mean, Bullet is. The Cassie has a really nice counter pick here with the blind. This is nice. This is a great draft by both teams. I might even favor IMFs this time on paper. The threat level of Durotans is mostly just like auto attacks. I mean, not just auto attacks. We have things like Cursed Bullet or Leaping Strike later. Lunara's Poison Swell or Pollen Swell, whatever her Q is. Brightwing Poly. IMF needs more burst. Yeah, I don't think I was thinking about that. What did they grab? They grabbed Raynor. I don't know why it's not showing the heroes. Raynor. I can't remember the other hero. Stitches, Malfurion, Malthael, Raynor. Oh my god, wait, this is the wrong map.
Prepare for combat.
Wait, what? Wasn't this banned? I'm a spectator, I can't talk. They picked the wrong map, that's why the heroes weren't showing. I was like, wait a minute, Cassia. Oh yeah. Something ain't right here. Yeah, alright. JK.
Time remaining. Caution, seconds.
Yeah,
Caution,
what Delta
the
said.
player has
Okay,
left the game.
JK. After these brief messages, we'll be right back. Yeah, the Cassia, it was one of those things where you pivot to counter the enemy, and technically it does. The Cassia blind, but it's at the expense of synergy with your own draft. So that's a very dangerous thing to do. Your pivoting needs to be more valuable than the synergy you lost, and it probably isn't, because Hook is their main win condition in the 4-man. Yes, we just redo the draft in the bans. Correctamundo. So it'll be very quick. Yeah, I don't love Durotan's draft. It's fine minus Zerg, but can it really guarantee kills? I don't know. They lack engage. They just have kind of a lot of annoying poke and sustain. Hook is good into their team. They don't have any great save. I mean, Johanna, of course, is Iron Skin, but outside of that,
Anytime you're ready.
You know, someone gets hooked, they're gonna. I mean, Lunara could leaping strike later, but we do have a root. If assuming the root hook combo is correct, they'll scale later. The wave clear eats them alive. I mean, neither team has phenomenal wave clear, honestly, for the Zerg, really. It's a lot of single target. Minor AoE with like Raynor Cassia, but it's not like insanely better than Greymane Lunara. I mean, sure, the Exterminator, it helps, but Furion and Stitches don't do anything for it. Malthael is very hard to fight the Zerg wave because in melee he just gets munched. Not to mention if you're contested, he can't do shit, right? So that's also... Orphea pivot, yeah, I like the Orphea idea. Yeah, something a little more mobile. Dance around, so to duel with the Genji. Sorry, Genji, Greymane. You know, is Lunara in their... Lunara, oh my god. Is Orphea in their pool? I don't know. I don't know these players.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I've cast Durotans before, like years ago when they were in C, but not since. So, but let's shout them out. In blue team, it's Durotan's Couch, Captain Wedge on the Johanna. It's Goliath on the Greymane, Sailor Twift on the Brightwing. It's Wildcard on the Imperius, Goku on the Lunara, trying for a sneaky maybe gank on Malthael if he commits. It's Sudden Bears on Cassia, Kingle on the Stitches, Lister Fiend on the Raynor, Begully on the Furion. And it is North on the Malthael. They're just waiting each other out. That's entertaining. We'll see who makes the first step. He's fishing. He's fishing. They're looking. Okay, we're going to check this out. He's not committing, though. Oh, so patient by North. Well played. And predictably getting bullied. It is 4v3 bottom. And here's the spear, but will he pick him off? No, it kind of doesn't pay off. Getting beat up bottom. Nice route, but Johanna will be fine. Oh, we took the sleep route. Good bully from IMF. I mean, he does, but like a big enough Zerg wave can screw Malthael over, right? Like, he can't. Like enough Banelings and Hydras and not Mutas. The upgraded Mutas. Fuck, can't remember their name. Guys who spit stuff far away. Can't remember my StarCraft names. Like early Zerg wave, sure, but like a full Zerg wave later, he gets shreked. But then like maybe up at level 16. Oh, they're really trying to. I don't think this is worth what they're doing. I mean, they're bullying North. I mean, is it worth? I mean, they got to do more here, like invade this camp, which they failed to do.
Here we go.
So it's actually, it is worth because IMF isn't punishing Lunara's absence hard enough. I mean, they could also just switch with Raynor or something, honestly, or even Cass, and that would be okay. Like, you don't have to, Malthael doesn't have to stay there. Honestly, you could send one up. Like, this is actually smart. Lunara can just kite Malthael. Shouldn't ever really get in his face. And here's a nice Imperial Spear onto Cassia. Sudden Bears is okay though. We have roots, but oh, is he okay really? Yeah, this is a great matchup, I think. You don't want to get too close, Goku. Cassia's going top. I think Raynor was the better option. It's a gank or a counter gank. What is it? Ooh, still need a kill in this game. I think North might just go down. Or is it going to be Sudden Bears with the arrival of Imperius? A spear to the face and down she goes. First kill over the Durotan's Couch. 46 to 20% on the channel. Let's take a peek at some talents. Standard stuff here. Nothing crazy. Stitches isn't going to have a great time. They need their fourth hero here. There's a hook, but no root for under the tower. Melfiel. Oh, and Brightwing's here again. Oh my lord, he went back in. Did he not know there was a Brightwing here? Or is he just saying, I will fight you? Does he have a Q? Can he do it? Oh my god, he does. 1v2, he's a god. Melfiel for the win, but it does not secure them the objective, and they're also losing XP over it. So let's see what they can do with this. Miss Spear by Wild Card. Feels bad, man, but how bad does it feel when Greymane's eating the abomination known as Stitches? Down he goes. Well, I mean, if there was like one more tick of Brightwing heal from her passive, that would have kept Lunar up, and Melfiel would have died. It was pretty janky, like, I think like within a second. Okay, 100 to 24, here we go. Yeah, this smaller wave, of course, Melfiel can clear the same shizzle. Bottom lane, let's see. Here's a big spear. The cleanse is nice. It's into the poly, Stitches is fine. He's got the patchwork. But it's a nice push bottom by your Durotans. Yeah, for sure. Okay. These guys, I forget the name of them. They're not Mutalisks. Or are, no, they're Guardian. There we go. Guardians. Oh, it's a double spear by Imperius into the Greymane damages. Big Bad Wolf's hungry, and we are seeing the lack of damage be an issue with this Cassia Rainer duo. They do stuff, but they don't do enough stuff. The sustain's pretty high. So Hana Imperius is a sick frontline, and I love this pivot. Because you can always sack your solo lane. Always. You can't sack your 4-man. So this is a brilliant change-up by Durotans. They just stuck Minora top. Imperius comes bottom. He's been getting 6 spears, leading to kills, leading to pressure. Brightwing's just been helping out Minora top lane. Looks like they'll tag team out here for the moment. Broodlords, yeah. Thank you, sir. It's been ages since I played StarCraft. Though, as a former StarCraft fanatic, I'm embarrassed I couldn't remember the name. I like this tag team out here. Teams should be more willing to do this, basically. If you don't have a perfect matchup, or you could have a more beneficial matchup in terms of your like solo versus 4-man stuff, just switch. Throw a ranged hero and get that like nasty engaged bruiser in your 4-man. And then you can even switch back again, maybe after you get a few kills or an objective. Like, don't be afraid to mix it up. It's a really valuable talent. Wait, are Broodlords the... No, I'm thinking of Lurkers. The underground dudes. Yeah, they're just they're just playing the script, right? So it's a valuable lesson for anyone watching if you're on a team or even in a just a solo stack or whatever. Don't be afraid to mix it up. A lot of ranged heroes do very well in a solo matchup. Lunara, Raynor, Zul'jin, stuff like that. We have some good damage, some mobility or some heal and stuff like that. They do very well, especially against against another ranged, maybe not, but against a melee hero. Especially one like Malthael who lacks mobility. It's very painful for him. And yeah, he got the kill 1v2. That's great, but it's not, it's stuff without being meaningful stuff. Durotans is getting way more value. They're full level lead, 3 kills up. They're up a fort. This is pushing as well. And a lot of this could have been alleviated just by sticking the Raynor up here. And it would have actually helped, Malthael would have helped their hooks. But, oh, they're getting flanked with a 10 versus 9, but does it even matter? Yeah, it looks like it's going to matter as North gets munched. There's the Blessed Shield. He goes in, trying to get something. 7 bears, all right. They get the one. Big Gully's sure to go down as well. I was thinking maybe only 1 or 2 would die, but now it's looking like possibly 4. Nope, 3. Does not get the hook, wouldn't have led to anything. It's straight boss, surely, for Durotans, unless they're trying to make a play onto this Raynor. Nope. They go right into the boss. Can you see his talents? Yeah, sure. I don't know if you mean the mouthfeel or the standard standard mouthfeel stuff overall. Lunara is I like Splendid Spear, Leaping Strike. Holy Fervor. Do a Ball Lightning. We do have the Last Rites, which theoretically goes into the hook route, but again, their lack of damage is maybe an issue. Tranquility, I like it, though honestly they might have tried to all in with the silence by the Dream. Blessed Shield again, they're just going hard. It's a sick 3-man spear, and you can pull it, but the health bars are hard to tell. And in fact, it's Greymane who gets turned on. Wildcard now in trouble. Lunara is here to put some pain into North, but now they're going on to her, and oh my god, she dies. Durotans. They get greedy, it looks sick, but again, we see their lack of damage being an issue too. Raynor and Cassia are very tanky, so is Stitches. Malthael is relatively vulnerable, but also not. I love this solo push by Raynor. Malthael's kind of, Furion's kind of the only like truly vulnerable hero on IMF side, really. They managed to kill him before, but the turnaround, I like the fact that Durotans went for that. They had the nice Blessed Shield into Spear, but the follow-up is just not quite there. And Greymane also went go for the throat, not bullet. I don't think that's correct. Wedge here is looking for a play. The Blessed Shield on the Cassia into the wind. Oh, that was beautiful. I love it. It's dirty. And Cassia, I mean, she was way out of position, frankly. Her team was over here, and she was over here. You never want to see that. Raynor took out bottom fort, though. Well played. He can duel the Lunara as well. Pretty effectively with this build, too, I would say. He should win this quite easily without any particular effort. Even with Lunara's Leaping Strike, he can just heal. So, 8-4, almost 13-13. They're just kind of chilling. They should fight while Joe doesn't have Blessed Shield. But it's the 5v3, actually. They might want to chill. Okay, here's the Tranquility. Let's see if they can turn this. We had... Okay, here's the bouncy balls. Captain Wedge in trouble, maybe. Okay for now. Malthael's on him, though. Not going to do anything. It's 1-for-1. Stitches for the Imperious. Stitches actually goes down without using Bile, or maybe it just came up, I'm not sure. Right. Yeah, Raynor doesn't want to be here with backup. Run, Raynor, run. Okay, the Hyperion's a little excessive, but maybe better than dying. Oh, can they connect? Can they get on him? Doesn't have the execute yet. This is interesting, though. Wedge is now unstoppable. Furion is here with a root, maybe. Blessed Shield to disengage. Greymane in north, and maybe a bit of trouble sure to go down. Indeed, he does. Now, Furion does not have the healing to keep him up, and this was so ambitious. They did not have Stitches, and the Raynor was zoned, and they're going to pay for it here with their greed. He's in with Bile. They do have 100% Zerg wave, though. Oh my god, Sudden Bears is still alive somehow. Amazing. They just didn't have the catch. And the root on Imperious, he's just getting pew-pewed by the Raynor. Oh, man. And he just goes down to a Stitches slam. Oh, and the hook. Okay, IMF. And the lack of wave clear kind of showing here. That almost looked horrible for IMF, but Lunar didn't go down. That was pretty key there. Didn't trade properly. The lack of catch is an issue. They were forced to Blessed Shield defensively. That always feels bad when you're a team where that's your only engage. Not loving it. I almost wonder if Imperius shouldn't have gone the Kidnap ult. Long range hook does miss. It's 10-6. Still in Durotan's favor, but on the kills. But we see the map pressure tells the real story, just like we were talking about. Malthael, as we can see, he cleared, but he's getting munched. That is uncontested. They did get some nice damage on this keep, about 70% of its health or so. And now they're in the lead. They were a full level behind, too. Or almost even maybe a level and a quarter. And it really turned up the heat here. With these fights, they're so sustaining. Furion going home. And that's even without Twilight Dream. I still think they should have gone Twilight to really screw up these divers, like Greymane Imperious and the Brightwing coming in. Tranquility is definitely helping. I think Twilight wins them fights harder. but you know, it could also like miss, and then you're really sad. So, oh my god, I can't remember the name of Zult. Tranquility. I wanted to say Twilight. Tranquility is a much safer, like generally reliable ultimate. You pretty much always guarantee value out of Tranquility. By the Dream, you have to be very precise with your timing. Malthael is kind of wandering into the danger zone here on the north. There is a couple heroes down here. He doesn't want to run into them. I really like the Raynor play from Lister Fiend. He was the Tassadar the previous game. Sailor Drift gets gone on. A really nice Emerald Wind, however, will leave her okay. Is that from Stitches? Yes. Putrefaction. And now it's their turn to burn a boss. Everyone's available. Emerald Wind's down. They have to deal with their lanes. They aren't in a great place to contest. Okay. They peeking. Brightwing could have Z'd in if it was taking longer. No GM ult? Yeah. I mean, that's also about bullet, right? It's 30 seconds. It's... Considering they don't have like a burst mage or whatever, I really think they should have gone bullet. Throat's just so greedy against this sustain of this team. They're pushing with the boss. It's looking good. Oh, well, they hooked a catapult that's actually vaguely valuable. Better than missing. Raynor? I don't know what Raynor's doing. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. I think he should have been here to push. Question mark, question mark. This seems like kind of a waste. IMF taking their foot off the gas. I'm not a fan. Especially when their Stitches is making plays. That was weird. They could have easily taken out these towers if they just pushed. Oh, okay, they were channeling objective. I still think they could have made a play and gotten a kill, but hey, I'm not playing, and this is safe. But they're really split up. Durotan's has kind of a 5v3 here. Can they recognize it? In they go, but here comes the lightning. Wildcard shields, but where's the damage? There's the Leaping Strike. Malthael goes down. Did not cast Last Rites, by the way, but Wildcard's in a lot of trouble. Do they have the catch? They're trying. Captain Wedge, though, slowing them out of his mind. Goku is as well. And they turn around. IMF's too greedy, but what is happening? The blind from Cassie is huge, but they just don't have the damage, and now it's 5v3. They're going to be sad. Indeed, they will. The double hit by... Oh, is this... Okay. But they're all so low, too. They got to be careful. Lister Fiend could actually clean up. And the progress is still there, 80%. Exciting indeed. Exciting. I think Malthael should have just ripped Last Rites, even if it wasn't ideal. Could have done some damage, might have gotten a pick. If not directly from the Last Rites and leading to it from a teammate. But hey, didn't happen. They're still alright. They have time to res, even if they get 100% Zerg Wave. They have an 80% of their own. It's pretty good. Though I wouldn't mind if they ran... they don't really have the time. They could have ran bottom, though, seeing as it's clear they were going to run top and grab this camp. It's a little obvious. They did have time to rotate bottom and stall this from IMF. They hook the creep. Anyone's game? Yeah, this is going to be a painful push, I think, for IMF to deal with. They could have stalled it for for free as well. I mean, they don't have division. I do, but it was just obvious that Durotan's wanted that, right, for max value, and they felt IMF wouldn't have done it. So it's like one of those things. Okay, they get the blessed, but they miss. It's a little greedy. Tranquility's maybe a pitch early. Hyperion, though, perfectly on time to help deal with the Zerg wave. Again, no, they don't have the clear. When contested, we talked about this. This keep is sure to go down. And push will probably continue. They still have quite a healthy, not that healthy, but a semi-healthy Zerg wave to mess around with. They are up a level. Here's the fat spear. Here's the roof, but the health bars are just disappearing for IMF. Oh my god, that was disgusting. And that is definitely game. Whew, that was dirty. That was dirty. That was the melting touch from Imperius, I believe. Close, but no cigar. It's a clean 3-0 for Durotans. I just can't help but wonder what would have happened if IMF showed up in game 1 a little harder. They win game 2 close. You know, there's a world where this series goes at least to game 4, possibly even to a game 5. Possibly. But pretty nice here. No deaths on Raynor. No deaths on Brightwing. But yes, well played to Durotan's Couch. I think on paper they were the favorites. I believe. So, may not come as a surprise. Again, I don't really know these teams other than maybe much older versions, years old versions of themselves. So, wasn't really sure where they were at here. But big shout out to IMF. They were a little sleepy game 1, but they showed up hard game 2. And they had some awesome moments game 3 as well. Maybe not quite as hard game 3, but they were shoving. They got boss. They were almost killed bottom keep. They just took their foot off the gas. I think 2 key late game moments for me. Not necessarily key, but like you can just see how much more value Durotan's got throughout this series by willing to be faster and more aggressive. And IMF was just a little too hesitant. Like they didn't push with the boss. They didn't go bottom to stop the cap. They just like hovered and didn't do anything and let Durotan's get more value at the end there. But they should be proud of themselves, I think, fighting a clearly stronger, more organized team in Durotan's. And they can put up these kinds of games, a little more effort, maybe a little more, macro or comms or whatever. Like we saw on the Sky Temple game, they really got split up before that core push. And a bunch of ults were burned, and maybe not enough heroes died on the side of Durotan. So, like, you can just clean up a few, like, key moments, bring a little more consistency to their games. Like, this series looks, this series is probably like a 3-2 or something. Probably still in Durotan's favor, but they could bring the pain, bring it to a game 5 for sure. My Special Kid Miles was IMF playing with a sub. I'm unaware of their main roster. I recognize several of these names: Begully, Lister Fiend, Sudden Bears. I don't recognize Kingle or North. I recognize some of these names. Yeah, but GG's. That was a 6 series. Let's see if we can grab any interviewers super quick. But let me update the score so people know what's what. And that is the series. Couch takes it. Let's see if we can grab an interview. I'm asking. Let's find out. Hello, it's Goku. Welcome.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, congrats on the 3-0. That was pretty cool. How you doing? How's the team?
We're in high spirits right now. We're certainly in high spirits. The series was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, that was interesting. How this series ramped up. Game 1 was like a pretty clean steamroll from you guys. Yeah, the scores looked closer on paper, but you had like full map control pretty much always. Game 2 got a little hairy, so that's more where I'm interested in talking about. What was it like when, like, a few of you had died, they were pushing your core, like, were you panicked? Was everyone cool? Like, we got this? Like, talk to me about that, like, last minute.
Oh yeah, there was definitely panic. We were like, oh crap, we just fucking threw, and I censor the S word, but I said F. That's great.
Right.
Yeah, we were like, fuck, we need to defend this, and we needed to see what we could do, because we weren't really sure what we could do there, but because I'm pretty sure we had we had one of us who were kind of a little resigned to the loss at that point,
Right.
but we're like, no, they're low enough to where we can potentially stage a defense,
Right.
but we have to reset, and then after that we kind of panicked to kill Vala. Durotan Vala was very untouchable in game 2 for a good portion of it.
Right.
I think it was North.
Yeah, he was the Genji, the Vala, then Wait, Cassia, Malthael. I forget who he was game 3, but
Malthael.
yeah,
I got
they
styled a few times
yeah,
on there. But yeah, we were a little panicked at first when we dropped it, but then we got, I think, the ETC kill, which kind of spiraled it. I think it was ETC
right.
no. Well, ETC went down first, but yeah, we were feeling a lot better when we got 2 kills, and then we're like, wait, we can, if we kill one more, we end the game,
Right.
and we were pretty confident
Yeah.
about that.
I forgot to check his level 20, other than he clearly didn't take death metal.
Yeah,
Uh, that actually weirdly might have won them the game if like a bunch of you got death metaled or something. I don't know. It's hard to say, but he didn't have it anyway. And yeah, it was very exciting. Everyone was very excited. I was excited. Chat was excited. Everyone was like, "Whoa!" It was hype. Um, game 3 again, they showed up maybe not as hard as game 2, but put up way more of a fight in general. How are you feeling about that? There was a lot of shenanigans top lane, especially with your Lunara.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we weren't really sure what they were gonna plan on doing in the offlane. So we kind of overcommitted to a 2-3 play style with a potential 3-2 with swaps from Brightwing. But we, yeah, I mean their team fight is very very solid, and I was not expecting Fear the Reaper, even though I should have. And I
Yeah,
died like 3 times to that.
right. Yeah, that was funny. But he was dying or zoned, and Brightwing had the XP. I mean, that's what I noticed throughout the series in general. Like, occasionally someone was dying, or maybe even you didn't win an objective, but somebody somewhere, often you and like a Falstad, was just pushing and getting value on the map. I really like to see that from you guys. That was a nice touch.
Oh yeah, I have no idea how to call team fights. And be real with you. The only thing I know how to do is call macro decisions. That's it.
I mean, they were nice. I mean, it was really consistent across every game. Like, oh, IMF's pushing or got a boss. Well, Falstad or someone somewhere taking a keep or knocking down another fort or stealing a camp or whatever. It was nice to see throughout that. Like that macro consistency showed, I think, throughout all 3 games, and definitely put you in a position, especially game 2, because like top keep was already dead. You just marched right in and won the game. Like they still had a keep up. Maybe it buys enough time for them to defend undercore. Who knows? Like stuff like that. So nice domino effect from you guys. Game 3 I thought was a little weird from both teams. Sort of some atypical Braxis drafts in terms of like maybe Zerg wave or push, and that showed a little bit. There was a lot of back and forth weirdness from both teams. And like all these like, oh, there's a huge blessed spear and like a triple imp spear, but somehow like they live and turn around and kill you, and but then they stay too long and you turn around and kill them. It was fun to watch that. Is like that because you were swapped top lane to the Lunara, which I thought was very clever. I thought they should have put the Rainer up there to counter you, though they never shifted him. Is that sort of like pivoting something your team's willing to do in general? Did it come up in that game only?
Um, I'd say we've definitely been open to the idea before, and I don't think we've swapped at all before in like Stormly games or whatever when we have played, or for
Sure.
warm up games or whatever.
Right.
But I know that we have always had that in the back of our head, that if we're playing a game that's more off lane focused or more 4-man focused, we tend to rotate around to be able to try to support where we can.
Makes
Of course.
sense. Makes sense.
I still don't know the Malthael versus Imperius matchup. I had no idea what they were going to go in the off lane. So, and to be honest, the Imperius was originally supposed to be a 4-man pick.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it
Yeah.
worked out super duper nice. Let's see here. So the mirror playoff series hasn't happened yet, which is Death and Delay versus I forget who it's versus actually. Clouded Minds, maybe.
Clouded Minds, maybe?
I think so. So,
Yeah.
what's your like? Who do you think's going to win that, or like who would you rather face in the finals?
I mean, I can tell you who I think would win and who I'd rather face, but they're not the same person.
Okay, let's do that.
So yeah, I personally feel like Death and Delay is kind of going to run away with the game. that's not a shot at Clouded Minds After Dark. They're very solid players, and they've been showing up in this tournament very much so.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I may just overvalue them, Death and Delay, a little bit more. I'd rather face Clouded Minds After Dark, but I also think again. I also think whichever team makes it, if Clouded Minds beats Death and Delay, I'm gonna be a little terrified.
Yeah. No.
Because then I'll
yeah.
be then yeah.
They've gone Super
'Cause-
Saiyan or whatever, over 9,000.
Oh
No,
these
Death
are
and
good
Delay is
jokes.
certainly favorite on paper. They're the number one seed in the tournament. I mean, I think they're possibly the highest ranked team that's been invited to XGDI. I mean, like general MMR, not necessarily like by division, because they've been a top 3 to 4 Div B team like for 3 seasons in a row, so they're even close to an A level. But yeah, I'd be really hyped to see the finals between you and Death and Delay, because your macro and team fight's really strong, and I think you could definitely you have a very good shot at giving them a run for their money. I think it'd be a pretty solid, very very exciting series to watch. But yeah, again, no shade at Clouded Minds as well. I mean, I'm at the end of the day, I'm like, even if I have teams or players I favor, I'm like, I want to see like may the best hots win is where I like end up really, and I'm like, whoever's playing better, I'll root for you. Like, you deserve it 100%. So that'll be fun. That matchup's this Sunday. I don't. Surely it's casted, not by me, but people can tune in for that. It's Sunday at I forget what time, but if people are in XGDI anyway, it is Sunday, and then of course the finals will be the next week. So yeah, I'll let you go here in a minute. But any shout outs, comments you want to drop before I let you go?
Oh yeah. Shout outs to I Must Feed. Insane. Really, that's my only comment towards them. It was a great series. Had a lot of fun, especially getting styled on in the offlane. Shout out to Durotan's Couch. These guys are, bad players. I hate them. They suck. Love them all. And shout out to you. Thank you for casting.
Oh, thank you very much.
I can't wait to go back and look at it later.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to you, your team, putting on a great show. Thanks to IMF for also giving us an exciting series. And good luck. Have fun in the finals.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well.
Okay, that was Goku from Durotan's Couch with their 3-0 victory here over IMS Feed in the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational Season 7. Puts Durotan's Couch in the finals, where they await either Death and Delay or Clouded Minds After Dark. We talked about those odds, but you never know. No one's safe until the series is over, so we'll have to wait and see who truly makes the finals. Do favor Death and Delay for sure, but you still got to show up, play your games, play good, and win. So we'll see. That's going to be it from me. Thanks, everyone. Sorry. Thanks, everyone, for watching, commenting, showing your support for your favorite teams. And good luck, have fun out there on the Nexus.